Khatibzadeh, we first discussed the transit potential of the region as a whole, and I would like to turn to Armenia now. There are a number of elements to take into consideration. Iran opposes the creation of the extraterritorial Zangezur corridor via Armenia, which is a demand of Azerbaijan in the peace negotiations. And at the same time, there is actually the Aras corridor linking Azerbaijan to Nakhichevan via Iran, which is close to completion. And finally, Iranian companies are also involved in the infrastructure projects in southern Armenia. So how do you see, what role do you see for Armenia to foster trade and connectivity?
Let me now be clear that Iran is very much supporting diversification of connectivities and transportation routes and corridors, and we think that more we can have this sort of connectivity, the better for our region, and this is why that Iran 100% supported this peace agreement between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and we do believe that the sooner you can wrap up this peace agreement is the better for not only Armenia and Azerbaijan but also for the region. In the previous round of my talks, I said that the potentials of this region have never been materialized, and many of our initiatives and many of our projects have been the victim of these geopolitical rivalries and tensions. So peace is not just an option; it's a must. It's something that we all have to devote our energy and our resources for that. But nevertheless, it is also very important. I have to highlight it. I have to make it very clear that we do not accept any change in geostrategic landscape of the region. Let's call it Zangezur. We do support anything that Armenia and Azerbaijan agree among each other based on the international law and under the international norms, sovereignty and jurisdiction of Armenia, but it is very important to mention that nothing should change the landscape, the strategic landscape of this region. This is why that I really like the way that the crossroads, this pathway was formalized. I was sharing the same panel with His Excellency Mr. Grigorian, and I asked about this Zangezur, and I by intention raised that question because I wanted to hear from Armenia that no corridor can be actually change the logic of corridor, meaning cutting this connectivity in this region is not something that we can see for the future of our region. We think that we need connectivity, we don't need cut. We need communication, but we don't need rupture. And this is why that it should be inclusive, it should be competitive in terms of the economic logic of that, and this is very important. For Iran, Armenia is very important, and for decades it has been the case. This is why that Iran has always advocating the best relation between Iran and Armenia. There are many reasons for that: geoeconomic, geostrategic, geocultural aspects of our bilateral relations. But also, I have to raise and I have to bring this to your attention, that Iran and Armenia for Iran, is the only country in the Eurasian Trade Union that we have and we do share border with. So Armenia is not just for us 3 million market, that we do not look at Armenia as a market, but we think that it is a gateway to 200 million possible potential partners in this trade union. Also Iran can provide and has always provided a pathway to Persian Gulf. You all know that Iran is the only country on earth that's connect Persian Gulf to the Caspian Sea, and Persian Gulf and Caspian Sea altogether almost cover 70% of all conventional gas and oil in the world. I mean the conventional energy resources of the world. And this connectivity means that we can provide a very economically wise a very good route to be provided to all South Caucasus, including Armenia. So I would like to conclude this part with this notion that peace is what we actually need for our region. Iran is ready to use all its capacity to materialize this, and I think that now the logic is out there. Everybody knows that South Caucasus, through these initiatives, through these railroads, through these pathways, can have enough diversification of routes inside and outside. It can provide good potentials, and there is no need for initiatives that are being excluding stakeholders in this region. We have to work on these all-inclusive initiatives.